A very big thank you to all our viewers for staying tuned to Africa Edge TV and Enya Mole Radio, most especially you. Yes, you. A very big thank you to you all. My name is Boluwatito Afalo, and we are reporting live here at Ogedengbe School of Science for our newspaper review. Today being the 6th day in the month of February, the second month in the year 2024, and of course today is Tuesday. My name is Boluwatito Afolabi. Alright, taking the headlines starting from the Punch newspaper, topping the headlines from the Punch newspaper, is Nigerians seek relief as states get 3.3 trillion naira allocations. And the riders, there are two riders. Protesters lament rising inflation. Governors rally federal government to avert food crisis. Now, one of the major things human beings desire is food, apart from shelter and security. Now, if there is no food, people tend to react, and the reaction in most cases might be a negative one. Now, protesters are lamenting the high cost of inflation and the high cost of living in the country. This is actually a cause for deliberation, and we are going to take a look at it from different perspectives. What exactly can the government do to alleviate this particular situation of food crisis in the country? And the second rider states local governments received 3.3 trillion naira July to December. Quality of life degenerating, residents say. That's from that headlines. But let's move away from that headline. Naira weakens at parallel market, rises at official window. This is another cause for reaction from residents and from citizens of Nigeria. If we have the cost of $1 to naira now at over 1,000 naira, in fact over 1,500 naira, what will be the cost of things in the country? What exactly is the major reason for this? Now, moving slightly away from the country, still from the Punch newspaper, Cancer, Biden, Sunak, world leaders sympathize with King Charles. We pray for quick recovery for King Charles from his cancer diagnosis. And please come Kogi Forest as government abduct 14 Abuja-bound travelers. Please come Kogi Forest. This case of abduction is on the high side. People are no longer secured in the country, and it's getting people frightened and not safe to even go or move out of their houses. Now, can people stay indoors all day? No, that is in no way possible. But then we hope that the federal government can really do something about the security situation of this country. Now, before we move away from the Punch newspaper to other newspapers that we have in the country, Senate to raise customs 5 trillion naira revenue target, all from the Punch newspaper. Now let's take a look at another of the dailies in the country. This is the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper also has as one of the top headlines, insecurity, NCC security operatives working to tackle security challenges. That's from the Nation newspaper. We said that earlier. The issue of insecurity in the country is on the high side, and people are not feeling safe to move out of their houses. Even while in their houses, they sleep with one eye closed because they do not know what might happen at the next minute. Now, EFCC freezes 3 billion naira traced to Sirika's brother's account. Hadi Sirika, do you remember him? He was now, Hadi Sirika was a minister under the Buhari administration. Ex-minister's civil servant sibling failed to execute 8.06 billion naira contract. Well, that's the case we have in Nigeria. Corruption here and there. Still from the Nation newspaper, Oyo, Kaduna, Cross River to share $540 million AFDB fund. And in June 2024, 9 PDP aspirants reject delegates election. 9 polling officials missing. APC prunes aspirant to 4. Right now, let's move away from that. A protest rocks Mina. Governor, people mopping up food items to create scarcity. And Jimmy Solanke dies at 81. Jimmy Solanke is actually a great personality in Nigeria. Well, definitely, it will be missed. It will definitely be missed, and his demise will leave a great impact to not only Nigeria but also to the whole world in general as well. Quickly, because we have a lot of things to do this morning on our daily. Let's take a look at Nigerian Tribune newspaper. From Nigerian Tribune newspaper, today the 6th day in the month of February 2024, high cost of living sparks protest. The writers, residents block roads in Minna. Hard times over soon. This is the assurance from the wife of the president, Remi Tinubu. But how soon is soon? Soon isn't the next minute, the next hour, or next year. How soon is soon? That question needs to be speedily answered for Nigerians to be at par with the whole administration in the country. And another rider, poultry farmers lament loss of 33 trillion naira investments to prevailing harsh economy. First off, cattle dealers decry multiple taxes on south roads. Kano governor meets business leaders, promises to meet Tinubu on economic crisis. It is not until the protest happens that things like this should be done. Well, we still leave that to be said. A lot have to be said about this, but in Ekiti, how I escaped from gunmen who murdered my colleagues. That's coming from Ekiti, traditional rulers. Wow, really? There were lots in the newspaper for this morning, but because we do not have so much time, we have a limited time. Let's permit some of our analysts now to come and speak on some of the prevailing situations in the country, some of the things happening in the country. We have to permit all the students to speak as well and to make their minds known, not only to Nigerians but also to governments, to the current administration as well, on the prevailing situation in the country. Thank you for staying tuned to Enya Kwale Radio in conjunction with Afric Edge TV as well, located at Opoko Avenue, Ilesha, Osun State, Nigeria. I have with me my analyst for today in person of Adenipekun Afolabi. A beautiful morning to you.
Thank you for having me on the show today.
We really appreciate you for joining us. All right, let's go straight into what we have. Some of the prevailing situation in the country that we have right now. Top among which is the high cost of living in the country. And it seems as if protests have started. What does this remind you of? Is there anything it brings to mind? And where do you think people are protesting for the high cost of living in the country?
All right, thank you for that question. Presently in Nigeria, it's only those who want to pretend that will not say the truth. Because this issue of high cost on the food we eat, even on the transportation, on every other things, I mean the daily needs is getting high now. And you know, for this kind of things to be happening in the country, some people will still show their perseverance, and while some their temperament is somehow high, and that is why you see people going to the streets protesting about the high cost of living. You know, as a man or as a human being, for you to survive, you need all these things, and for you to get it, it is difficult now. Look at the price of the rice, look at the price of garri, the common food for common people, common man. Look at the price now. The price is not palatable for many Nigerians, except those that are in the higher post. I mean the people at the government office, they are the one who may not complain. But average Nigerian will show his dissatisfaction about the high cost of living. Looking at the protest happened at the Minna. You know, these people, when they discover that this thing is unbearable again, and they know that the only language that Nigerian government understand is protest. That's the only language Nigerian government understand. If you are using consultation, Nigerian government did not understand consultation. But when they see people in mass outside protesting, they will see that, okay, this is a sign for them to, this is yes, to sit tight. That is why you see people in Minna coming out in mass and telling the government their minds that, okay, we can no longer live with this high cost of living. Even for your rentage is increasing every day. Landlord and the caretaker are increasing their rentage, and how are they going to live? And because the landlord are increased the rentage, look at the price of cement now, going to 6,000 something, and the cement that we bought last year, I think last year we bought it at the rate of 4,000 to now 6,000 plus. Look at the fuel, everything is increasing every day, and this thing is not easy with Nigerians. Our government, it is right time for our government to understand that Nigerians are not smiling. Nigerians are not smiling, and they have to put smiling on the people's face. And how are they going to do it? By regulating the price of the daily needs, everything. The regulatory body should know, should stand now to, they should begin to work on the prices of the materials, everything. That is on this. That is why you see people outside stage protest.
All right, yeah, thank you. Before you move any further, the wife of the president, as the president of Remi Tinubu, actually made a comment and said, Tinubu, said hard times over soon. And it seems one will think, okay, this is not the first time I'll be hearing this particular speech or this assurance or this, and it's looking as if it's becoming still. We keep hearing or we keep listening to the same words over and over again, and still no changes. What's your own comment about this?
Let us be sincere with ourselves. As the first lady, the wife of the president, that is what Nigerians should be expecting from her. But to we Nigerians, he said, our time will soon over. Even before my birth, people have been saying it. Things will be better, as Nigerian people do say, it go better, it go better. And when is it going to be better? When is it going to be better? When our man is there, President Olusegun Obasanjo, we are saying things go better. From Yaradua, we say things go better. Jonathan era, we said things will better. From Jonathan to the Buhari, we said things go better. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are still saying things will better. Things will be better. Prices are increasing every day. Things will be better. The prices are not coming down again. How will you now expect Nigerians to reckon with such statement that, okay, things will be better? No, we believe that things will be better, and if things will be better, it is the work of the people at the government house, people in elected posts, and even the career officer. Because when you see something happening at in any ministry, it also involves the career officer too, because the executive officer, the people elected, cannot take any kobo from pulse without the if the career officer are not aware, without their consent. That means that if Nigeria will be better, every one of us, we need to work in hand. All hands must be on deck, so that we can get rid of all this mess, because this is mess. This is mess. When you see people, an Afro Nigerian, hardly you see them eating once in a day. Even there are many people that doesn't know what to eat. Today is Tuesday. They don't know what to eat, not to talk of tomorrow. And someone who did not have anything to eat, and you now engage him in any evil act, he will surely do it. And for us to have a better country, like the wife of the president says that our time is soon over, it is now left for our leaders our leaders. And I will use this to appeal to all our leaders, right? I'm starting from the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Asiwaju, that he should try as much as possible to work with the people at the concerned ministry to regulate the price of commodities.
All right, thank you very much. You were talking about maize the other time. Speaking of maize, one of the main important, or one of the main things human beings used to thrive or survive is food.
Yes.
And it seems as if we are having food crisis in Nigeria right now. Another thing is a matter of security and shelter. And currently, on our dailies, we have this news that 14 passengers in 2 buses traveling to Abuja kidnapped in Kogi. Now, you know that we have this instance. This is not the only people that have been kidnapped in the country as we speak right now. There are so many others that they were probably kidnapped that the newspaper might not get to know about them, and so many other instances like that. The matter of security or insecurity in the situation is becoming alarming, that people no longer feel safe in their environment or in their communities. They cannot even walk on the road or in the streets without being suspicious of the next person next to them. How do we treat this matter of insecurity in the country?
Thanks for that question. You know, talking of insecurity in Nigeria, let me say this. Apart from the other profession, I have, let me say, knowledge about tourism. I'm a tourist guide. But let me tell you this, I'm afraid of taking people on a tourist, because traveling from one place to another is now difficult, because there are some people hiding somewhere looking for people to kidnap so that they will collect ransom, and that ransom is not something that you can just bear without seeking assistance from people, and who is ready to help now. And there are some people hiding somewhere using that avenue to get themselves, rich. The insecurity in the country, if we want to tackle it, we need to do some certain things. And what are the things that we need to do? The security architectures, the security personnel, they need to be empowered. Look at what happened, the killing of the kings. Something that in the past it is hard for you to hear something like that.
It's not an abomination.
It is an abomination, but now it is not abomination. People have removed that abom. They've normalized it that this is normal, but it's not normal. The insecurity in the country, we need to address it, and if we are going to address it, the security personnel need to be equipped. You said, okay, somebody is hiding in a particular place, and you want to go and look for him, and you don't have what it takes. If you are the one and they said, okay, go into that bush and look for the kidnappers or the abductors who are there, will you go? You won't, because you don't have what it takes to go after them. And our government should work on the security of lives and property. When we talk of security of life, that is all this issue of commodity that we are talking. When people are hungry, they are easily to be convinced that, okay, let's do this together, and they will easily agree. We need to work on so many things.
All right, thank you very much, Annalise, for really exploring this with us. Part of what we still have from on our papers. This is the Guardian newspaper. We have here building materials, labor spike construction cost by 200%, a whopping 200%, and it seems as if the prices of things are skyrocketing day in, day out. And once again, we actually sympathize with King Charles on his diagnosis, as he has been diagnosed with cancer. We pray for quick recovery for him. And now let's go back to our analyst. Then a quick one. EFCC freezes 3 billion naira traced to Sirika's brother's account. The Nation newspaper. Ex-minister Sirika, Hadi Sirika, was a minister during the Buhari administration. Exactly. Now we always have issues of corruption in the country. If it is not linked directly to a minister or official, government official, it might be linked to one of the family members and all. But is it because these people have access to this money, that's why they keep defrauding Nigerians? Or what exactly should Nigerians think about this particular situation of EFCC freezing the 3 billion naira traced to Sirika Brothers account? What is exactly the 3 billion naira doing in his account?
I would like to be digress a little from what you've just asked now. There is a particular year in this country that one senator, they allege him that okay, he has embezzled the money that meant for Nigerians and the property, they freeze his account. But later when he approached the court of law, and the court said they should go and release everything to him, that everything belongs to him. This issue of freezing, to me, I didn't see it as something that will later prevail, because this is just a document issue, or how will I put it? For us to put it in reality, that's the issue. The EFCC chairman organized should I call it a symposium just of recent, where our royal father, His Imperial Majesty Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi Enitan, is one of the guest speaker on that symposium, and the Kabesi said something that about the how will I put it, the speech of the EFCC chairman, that he will be going after all, right from the presidency to the states to any level, that he will be going after them. You know what the Kabesi advised him? That he will be praying for him, for him to be able to execute that, because these people will be telling you that, okay, are we not the one that put it there, and now you want to be going after us? Now, how will it be possible? This frozen of money, you ask that, is it because they have access? Yes, they have access to it. And look at the person that they find the 3 billion in our account. Is he a minister? But just for her to cover up, she needs to put that money in someone's account, so that when they are tracing it and looking for during the investigation, she will not be apprehended. And thank God that the EFCC they deem it fit to get the money. Now is for them to charge her to the court of law, and let's see what will be the outcome of judiciary on the matter. That is what I can say.
All right, much still have to be said about that, but because we have a limited time on the program for this afternoon, for this morning, this morning, let's quickly take a look at all the things happening in the country. Before we wrap up, Jimmy Solanke dies at 81. Jimmy Solanke, like I mentioned earlier, will be sorely missed in the country. Could you bring to our remembrance some of the things that Jimmy Solanke have actually done, and what do you remember about Jimmy Solanke?
You know, when still, I think at my tender age,
Right.
yes, I've known this man. I will not call him ma. I will call him Daddy Jimmy Solanke. You know, some of his write-up, the books that he published, even there's a particular song that I think is he the one that writes the song. When I listen to it, it's a kind of things that reminds you that you need to be wise. There are some things that you don't need to involve. All these things, and apart from individual, in Nigeria, he has contributed a lot. He has contributed a lot, even not in Nigeria, through the West African, or let me say Africa generally, and in the whole world. That is
Jimmy Solanke. Well,
but for the news of his demise now, we have not we love him, but his maker loves him more than how we do. We have to take it. We have to take it, right. And we are encouraging our youth to imbibe this man because he has contributed a lot to the development and the growth of our dear country, Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much, Adenipekun Afolabi, for really exploring much with us. Jimmy Solanke was a custodian of culture, and it will solely be missed, not only in Nigeria, but the whole world in general. Like I mentioned before, we have other things to explore, but because we have limited time on the program this morning, we have to draw it to a close. But mind you, refrain from wild celebrations if South Africa loses. Nigerian High Commission warns. We have been having cases or reports of xenophobic attacks in South Africa in the past. Now coming from Nigerian High Commission, warning residents in South Africa who are Nigerians to be mindful of how they walk or how they talk if South Africa loses in the next match. We still look forward to the rest of AFCON, and we look forward to our boys, the Super Eagles, bringing back the cup to Nigeria and making Nigerians and Nigeria proud once again. We really appreciate our analysts for coming to the show this morning. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
And we still hope to have you next time around, of course. All right, thank you very much. My name is Boluwatito Afolabi. A big thank you to those who have worked behind the scene. I have with me here Oluwashino Ayo Olaiya. Likewise, Ariyo Okpeyemi. We won't go without appreciating the CEO and the founder of Eni Apoli Foundation in person of Deacon Michael Adeboye Ashalu. He has been of great and immense support to everyone out there. Today, the 6th day in the month of February 2024. My name is Boluwatito Afolabi. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And at our YouTube channel at Afric HTV. Likewise on our Facebook page, online radio, and Eni Radio as well. We look forward to having you once again. Bye for now.